Hey guys, and welcome to the WaffleO Podcast. Thanks again for listening, and we love you. Goodbye. I'm Mike Malloy.
I'm Chester Cheetah, incredibly cheesy.
I'm Sinan.
John.
Ed.
I'm probably going to get sued, though, so no copyright infringements. I'm not actually Chester Cheetah. I'm a professional impersonator. I'm too cool to fool for school.
You didn't say Ed.
I totally did.
You
No,
had
you
like
didn't.
a
You were like,
mouthful of
yeah,
spit when
you
said that.
like gurgled your name.
I'm blood.
You pulled like a preschooler. What's your name? Clark.
So today is December 6th, 2014. It's been a minute since we've done another podcast, and yeah, we're way out of it. This is actually the first time we've had 5 people since Tyler did 3 lines in a podcast, and that was the first one we ever did, and you don't know about it.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah, that one's gone forever.
It's not gone forever. Matt still has the audio. So, a lot of stuff happened over Thanksgiving break, and I feel like we should just kind of start with how everyone's Thanksgiving was. Ed, how was your Thanksgiving?
Fantastic. I got to spend it with John.
Aw, isn't that adorable?
John, how was your Thanksgiving?
I got to spend it with Ed. And before that, I was here on campus alone and cold and hungry. So, you
Yeah.
know, that was a plus.
So you want to, like, elaborate, like, what happened over Thanksgiving? Like, besides just hanging out with Ed, just... how
We
was
ate
it?
food.
Hung out with my shitty family.
They
My,
weren't the-
my family's not
I was
shitty.
about to say, they weren't shitty.
My 2 younger cousins are shitty.
Sinan, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Ignoring
I
that.
had fun. I'm not going to complain like these guys. So,
I didn't complain.
So you
I
guys...
only complained about 2 people.
Alistair, how was your Thanksgiving?
Pretty boring.
It's like no one really did anything fun, nothing they want to talk about.
John kicked my ass in Smash Brothers.
I did.
We traveled a bit.
Did good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went out to Paris.
I'm really good at
Yeah, it was-
one-on-one.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
I went to...
We
like,
should play
you-
that later tonight.
Yeah.
Like, with...
Like, it's funny,
Battlefield.
when you put me in a team,
Battlefield.
I, like,
No dream.
I end up getting, like,
Okay.
just wrecked by everybody.
Right, so
But in a
that's
one-on-one,
okay.
I'm really good.
Yeah.
But not on the DS
Which
because
one were you
I've
playing?
never played that. So we're on the GameCube.
Melee.
oh, you were playing Melee?
It's the only
So-
one I own.
Now this is the PDA
It's all on
podcast.
Alistair, tell us how Paris was.
It was amazing and beautiful, and I got to see a lot of museums, got to see Napoleon's remains, got to go to the catacombs, and it was pretty cool. Went to go do a lot of fun stuff and drank some really good wine. And it was wonderful.
I hope
John,
got
stop
picked
throwing
up.
pens.
I really hope that got picked up.
The
I'll do
worst-
what I want.
No, you've lost your privilege.
Check your privilege.
Can't take away my
I
privilege.
just did take away your privilege.
You gotta check it,
Look at
John.
that, more privilege.
All right, so
So this is the ADD podcast. Whenever somebody's talking, you just go ahead and do whatever you want in the background.
Pretty much, yep.
Anyway, worst part was the layover in Toronto because there was that whole terrorist scare, and so I had to go through customs again, and that
What-
was
what-
really
what was the
annoying.
thing?
Somebody shot up the Canadian Parliament or something, and
I like how you're talking about how nonchalant this is. Somebody just shot up Canadian Parliament or something.
I mean, it's
don't
How
know.
long ago
Canadian
this happened?
Parliament, like a few weeks ago, and so they really put together this slapdash thing of just setting up just securities and stuff. They had to take off your shoe, wipe your hands for gun residue and everything, and explosives, and get scanned and cavity searched, or that was just me.
I remember one time my friend, he's Lebanese, and he was coming back from Lebanon one time, and he got all these chiclets. John, stop whatever you're doing. He got all these chiclets with him.
He
from,
just wants
Lebanon.
attention. Don't give
He
it
was
to him.
putting an N or a pen in Sinan's ear.
He's putting an N. This is Sesame Street. And it's brought to
Anyways.
you by the letter N.
Sinan's story is happening now, guys. Anyway, so he brought all these chiclets, like these, these tiny chiclet gums back from Lebanon, and he had to go through the French airport, and like the French security guards thought the chiclets had bombs in them or something, so they took like each individual chiclet and crushed it to check if there was no bombs in there. It was completely pointless.
Screw
And
that.
so stupid.
We were
Like,
bringing
wow.
wine back with us, like some of the Beaujolais Nouveau, and they had to take the bottles, and they had to send electrical currents through it to make sure it wasn't like explosives or anything,
That
which
makes sense.
was, makes sense, and the guy was at least nice enough to explain what he was doing, but I didn't really get that from like a scientific standpoint, because the guy put it on this little conveyor belt, and these two prongs came out and just like touched it, And then the guy just said, okay, this is what it claims it is. So, John, do you know anything about how that might work?
I think it's just like it would short circuit a bomb if there was one.
Or explode whatever's in there? I don't know.
No, it wouldn't explode it. It would probably just disarm whatever kind of bomb might be in there. Like it would stop the electrical connections that would be making it.
The
explode.
dude said that he was looking for liquidized drugs mostly because people will water down like cocaine or something and then dehydrate it when they get back into the States.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Sometimes I do know. Sometimes if you have a solution, if you run an electric current through it, it'll cause the molecules in it.
Man,
to
back
bond
in my
together.
day, smuggling was so much easier. It was just balloons in your stomach. Oh, that was not a fun trip to Tijuana. I can tell you that.
Well, I went home for Thanksgiving. I actually got to see my family again, first time in 12 weeks after 9 months of being there with bad back problems. And it was actually the first Thanksgiving my family spent like together in years. And it's something I kind of wanted to talk about. A couple things from when I went back home. We watched a movie. We watched a literal movie. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds so obvious. We watched a VHS movie.
Yay.
We watched Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost because Thanksgiving theme, and my cousin wanted to watch it, and it was great.
Sounds pretty neat.
But it's like, it's a 15-year-old movie. Like, that is 15 years. It was 1999 that thing came out.
Really?
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I remember like the commercials.
Didn't
Yeah.
that
Well,
have
here's the thing,
music by Sum 41 in it or something?
I don't know.
Which was the one I'm thinking of?
But I learned that Billy Ray Cyrus does the Scooby-Doo theme song.
Huh.
For that movie, at
Oh.
least.
Mike,
And,
I'm gonna let you right now.
That's
Let you know right now. I really like the way you say movie.
movie?
You put so much like stress on the O.
Yeah, it's
You
a
just
movie.
instead of a movie, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Billy
every
Ray
time.
Cyrus did the
It's
theme
great.
song. That's the
I say words.
So I'm just
but-
over here like giggling every time you say movie.
Yeah.
Like really quietly.
Wait,
Well, here's the
so
thing.
Billy
It-
Ray Cyrus did the theme song. That's the second worst thing he's ever done.
Oh, shut up. It was actually kind of good. And then the other thing was the Hex Girls were introduced in that movie, too, so...
Who were the heck girls?
It was they were the Wiccan girl and like the weird group of people. They were cool and on. They did good music. It's just one of those. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I'm like so out of it right now. It's
Well, I'm guessing it follows the plot of most Scooby-Doo things. They arrive somewhere stupid, and then somebody says there's someone haunting and scaring away people. They set up a trap to catch that person, and then disarm him, and
That's a
find
shot.
out that it's
Here's the plot of the
something
movie
else.
if you haven't seen it. So they're investigating some museum. Guy shows up, trips the ghost. It's two people in masks. They're like, hey, I'm going back home. Also, Velma's got this like lady boner for him because he's a famous horror movie or horror
What's
author.
this movie?
Yeah, and Tim Curry's in it. Nigel Thornberry. He was
Yeah.
the main bad dude. Spoilers. But yeah. So they go to Oak Haven, which is a fictional place in New England. And if you want to think of a more Thanksgiving-y place, New England's the place to be. And what happened was, so the town's being haunted. Everyone in the town is in on it, and they're using Ben Ravencroft's like ancestor, who was a Wiccan but actually was a witch, as like the witch. And they figure out what's wrong with it, all that stuff, and then it turns out, hey, the witch is actually real. Here's a cursed book that like Nigel Thornberry is really after. And it's funny because like the entire time I'm just picturing Nigel Thornberry after a book, like doing magical powers, and that's how his daughter could speak to animals. So yeah, it's like it followed the Scooby-Doo movie plot where it's like it's actually a real monster instead of like a man in a mask. And it kind of did date itself. Like the first preview for it was for Pokemon, the first movie coming into theaters November.
Oh, Pokemon 2000?
No, the first movie with Mewtwo.
The one before that one.
There was one before 2000?
You never saw it.
You
It was
never saw
like
the
the
one-
saddest thing.
With Mewtwo.
He was
and
too young.
Oh,
Mew.
He's a baby.
He's too young for me.
Too young, too spooky.
He's 1 year below us.
Too
Me.
spooky for
So yeah, like that was kind of like a nice trip down because it looked good. Like for a
Baby
15-year-old VHS, it looked good. It really did. It wasn't like, oh, I can't watch this because it's in standard def. Like you knew what you were getting into. But it's like it's still quality animations. Like it didn't look too cheesy or anything like that. Another thing that I did when I went back home, I actually met up with a bunch of friends, and we played this game that was on Kickstarter. and it's actually pretty fun. It's called Drinking Quest, and what it is, it's essentially like Baby's First Dungeons and Dragons with cards, and you get like a saving roll option to where you gotta like do better or worse than a certain number, and you can fight some stuff every once in a while. And, like, it's really not even drinking. It's you drink once per round and only if you die. So it's really not too much of a drinking game, but it's still like can be. Like, I guess you can add your own house rules. But it was a fun thing because it was like you wouldn't expect it to be, because it's just like these cheesy internet jokes that stopped being funny 5 years ago. But it's like it was that sort of like it was aware of its own charm. And I guess that's what kind of made it a charm.
So it was like Cards Against Humanity,
Yeah,
except, you know.
with alcohol.
Yeah. Fun.
I'm not sure if you like got picked up at all.
I think he did.
I think I did too, just choking.
Gurgle, gurgle.
But yeah, that was pretty much like my Thanksgiving. Like, I got sick for the first half of it. I got to do Thanksgiving food, and then I just kind of... I guess another thing I did, like, I went out to go hot tub and watch Gremlins with a couple of friends, and that ended terribly because it was one of those... We put chlorine in half an hour before we got in, and you're supposed to wait an hour for the hot tub, and we didn't know that. So that was a terrible time. And instead we just ended up getting out of the hot tub, like, halfway through the Gremlins, and ordered a pizza and watched Black Dynamite. So that was like that night.
Black Dynamite.
It's a good show. It was the
yeah.
one with
It's a
Mr. Rogers.
You seen the
Oh
movie?
yeah.
Yeah, the movie's the one that most people know. It's awesome.
Alistair's drawing stuff on a piece of paper. Couldn't look more amused to be here.
I doodle sometimes. It's pretty fun.
Yes, it's just doodling. It's called, I can't sit still. I need to be doing something.
So what's next?
So
What is next?
something that kind of came up recently in the news and stuff like that was there's a huge debate going on, and I say huge in like the most mild sense that I can, because this is like just a little internet kerfuffle.
So it's not huge.
It kind of is, because like a lot of people are talking about it. It just hasn't hit like mainstream kind of news yet.
Is the internet not mainstream?
It is, but it also isn't. Like, I'm thinking like talk show kind of stuff. Like, you haven't heard Jimmy Fallon talk about this yet.
Okay.
There was a mom, and she has these 2 kids that she says are great kids, but they were becoming self-entitled pricks, and they were just like terrible people, is what they were becoming. And
Terrible little people.
the mom was saying how, you know, she's been trying for months to change their attitude. They're starting to get these senses of like, hey, everything should be for us. And so what she did in response was she canceled Christmas for her kids. They're not getting presents. Instead, what the money that they saved for the presents is getting donated to certain charities for like other kids to get stuff. And like since they've done that, she's realized that her kids are now like happier and starting to care about other people. And
It could just be a facade.
it might be like if I were one of these kids, I'd probably be pissed off because it's like, wow, you're ruining what a child looks forward to. But at the same time, it's one of those like, hey, you're nipping a problem in the bud like really early. You don't want these like kids that grow up to be like the Miley Cyruses and the Justin Biebers, where it's like,
little shits.
yeah, like screw you guys, we don't like you, grow up. But you know, it's like kind of getting rid of the problem before it even begins, and I'm for it. I'm kind of glad that she got rid of Christmas for him, but I'm also at that age where I don't need to worry about losing Christmas anymore because it's just closed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say gets rid of Christmas, like, was it just the presents she got rid of, or like everything?
Pretty much everything. Like, they still went to go see family, but they did not get any presents or do a tree or decorate or anything. It was just like another normal day.
Okay.
I thought she canceled their wine and Roman orgies, because that's what Christmas used to be. Back when it was made.
Huh.
Always a wonderful addition you are, Alistair. So, another thing I kind of want to bring up, and I'm kind of proud of this, we updated like a lot of stuff with the Facebook page, and that's been up and running. We have the past 2 podcasts that we have uploaded on there, and I actually got the pictures to look kind of the way I want them to, so they look nice. You should check it out. Like us on Facebook. Yeah. WaffleO Podcast.
I like that new picture.
Thank you. If you didn't hear that, Sinon said he likes the new picture. This is gonna be a short podcast, guys.
Well, I mean, okay, so we can talk about the Christmas thing some more. I think that taking away presents was a good idea, but I think that the actual holiday should still be celebrated because you can focus instead on the idea of the holiday being about presents and about good, gifts and about all about, you and receiving, and get it more towards a holiday of family and togetherness and being appreciative for the things you have, which is really what you're supposed to be focusing on during Christmas.
That's what
So-
they did. They still had
Yeah.
like get together with the families. They still had appreciate everything because on that day they gave all the money that would have been spent on presents to other people.
Yeah.
That's what they did with that.
So that I support that. So when you say she got rid of Christmas, I would argue that she didn't get rid of Christmas at all. She kept Christmas. She just got rid of the
Yeah,
whole
the
selfish
consumerism
aspect.
aspect.
Yeah, of Christmas.
like just
in
like
that
the way the
situation.
article is written. It's like those are the words used. Like it's actually titled "Family That Canceled Christmas."
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah, it's like you didn't cancel Christmas. Like you canceled the presents.
I mean, like, How the Grinch Stole Christmas literally says they didn't cancel Christmas by taking all those things away. So whoever wrote the article missed the point of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, screw you when you're not Dr. Seuss ways.
Oh, I actually analyzed that book for my colloquium class. It was actually about the consumerism of America. It was a commentary on that.
Hey, Shark Robot's having a day sale. Please sponsor us, sharkrobot.com. Sorry, we haven't done that yet, so...
Hey, so Britain picked up on Black Friday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Not well.
Well,
I can only imagine. It
It goes about as well as
terribly here.
Black Friday goes here, so, not
Yeah.
well.
It goes slightly more polite. Less gunshots, more like nightstick hits.
probably more people trampled, though,
Yeah.
to death.
Really? Why?
People get trampled to death during Black Friday all the time.
But
Gotta
why
get
more
those sales.
in England?
No guns.
And not more in England, just the same
Bookies
amount.
can't
He's just
carry
saying,
guns.
like more as in it's happening other places, too, like a disease kind of thing.
Oh,
We're
Yeah.
a cancer that's
that's
spreading.
terrible.
Yeah.
And we're just going back to the source.
The motherland.
Yeah. So I guess
I
we
saw-
already spread. Now we're just getting worse in the places we originated.
I saw a comment on the internet that said England should start celebrating Thanksgiving too because they're thankful they got rid of us.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I'm looking at a side article right now, and I don't know what it's about, but it's just titled, "No, Gangnam Style didn't break YouTube. We did the math."
I don't get it.
Oh, yeah. No, it was this really... I don't even feel like I should even explain this because it's so stupid.
It
but,
really is.
like, apparently there was a thing talking about how Gangnam Style got too many views for the original view counter on YouTube, and they actually had to upgrade their systems so that they could have a higher view counter because it got more than the max amount of views that it originally had.
That's
The max amount of
horseshit.
views is like 99 billion.
Now, like, it was like 2-something million because of the thing they used. And so they were saying they had to upgrade the entire site to fix that. And that was literally a response to the stupid Kim Kardashian, "We're going to break the internet" thing. And they were just like, "No, guys, Psy broke the internet first because YouTube." And it's like it's the dumbest thing that's ever happened, and people are still talking about it, and I just wish everyone would just stop because it's just dumb. No one cares.
Yeah, I'm
We're
looking
gonna have
at
to start
it
a
like
drinking
more
game
now.
for you now.
Sure.
All right.
I can sit here and talk about all the things that are stupid and no one cares about, but everyone seems to think they care about it.
Give me your top 2.
No.
There's so many.
There's
man.
no way I could give you a top 2. There's
Give
far
me
too
the
many.
first 2
Here,
that come to mind.
First one to come to mind is this. This whole thing about Kim Kardashian and whatever the heck it is, just all of it. Just all of that, we're going to break the internet thing. That whole, except Psy did it first, that's just dumb. Nobody cares. Nobody, actually cares to the point where, their life depends on it to some degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not really invested in it. Not actually. And honestly, I can't think of anything else right now because there's literally just too many going in my head. I'm not going to try and pick one out.
All right.
And I'm not the kind of person who sits there and No, I am. I am the kind of person who sits there and complains,
Yeah,
but I'm
you
not in
are.
the complaining mood right now. So
All right. So I guess we'll kind of veer to a different topic then. In sports ball news, if you live in Cleveland and you are a fan of Johnny Manziel, he got into some trouble over the vacation, and some stuff happened. The quick version of the story is he was staying at a hotel. A fan came up to him, said that how much of a fan he was, and Manziel was hanging out with his posse of peeps, and the one dude just decked the crap out of him. Just turned around, punched him, tackled him, beat the ever-living crap out of him, and that was pretty much it. It was a fight, and Manziel was going to get in trouble for it. Well, the Browns head coach spoke to Manziel. A lot of the news reporters got to Manziel, too. They figured out what actually happened based on security footage and everything else. Manziel really didn't do anything, but he was still associated with it, so that's really the only reason anyone cared. Because if some guy's just getting beaten up at a hotel, it's not going to get as much publicity, especially here in the Cleveland area. But even out in Philadelphia, I saw a lot of it, and that was sort of weird. So it obviously was big enough to make news, and it's dumb. I don't care about Manziel. I hate him as a quarterback. I hate him as a person because he's another entitled little shit, and he's dumb. So yeah, he is not in trouble. He is still playing in the NFL. If you hadn't seen already in the past week, it's dumb.
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
So wait, was it it wasn't even him who hit anybody? It was one of his friends.
Yeah. It was
so
why
is he even involved?
Because he was there.
So guilt by association?
Guilt by association.
So if I'm hanging with my friends, I'm just chilling, and one of my friends goes off his rocker, hits somebody, I'm now at fault because my friend hit somebody?
Were you a Heisman Trophy winner in college?
I don't care. I don't care.
No.
I don't care.
Here's the thing.
There we go.
That's
There's
all
another
I'm
thing.
asking.
That doesn't matter. No one cares.
No, it doesn't matter, but people do care. It's
No, they
because
don't.
he's a name associated with something else, and everyone's
No one
looking for
cares.
something.
No one really cares.
No one really cares, but obviously someone cared enough to make the article about him.
How are you going
Someone
to
cared enough to
justify
make
what
the article
people care
about. Someone made it felt it was justified to make the other article we're talking about that no one really cares about.
Yep. Somebody thought it was important to somebody, and that's what happened. Well,
But who are we
It
to
was.
justify what people care about and what they don't?
the WaffleO Podcast crew.
I can tell you what should be cared about.
Yeah, but what should be? But you can't tell people you shouldn't care about that.
Yeah, I can.
You can't tell people you
Ed,
don't care about
Ed, you
that.
shouldn't care about it,
No, I do care about it.
but you don't.
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
hang
Not
on, Ed,
really.
Yep.
Ed,
You
what
just
do
think you do.
What
Nope.
about it do you care about a lot?
I care about the fact that he's passing judgment on a lot of people all at once.
I do that all the time.
I know you do that all the time, but it's not good for you. It gives you this.
I don't care.
It's
No
like
one
you're on a
cares.
high horse.
No one cares. Okay, so
one
do you want me
cares.
to rephrase myself on radio because I can?
Go ahead.
I don't give a shit.
No, go ahead.
No,
rephrase
no,
yourself.
okay. I can rephrase myself. When I say no one cares, what I'm really meaning is that it's not something that ought to be cared about. So that even though people are caring about it, since people
You
shouldn't be
shouldn't
caring about it,
care
I'm just
about it.
saying no one cares, and no one really cares about, as in the no one being not everyone, but the people who have some sort of common sense and are like, okay, this really isn't something that's worth caring about. This isn't a big deal. This isn't important. It doesn't really matter overall.
Do you guys have an opinion on anything that people should care about? Tell us on our WaffleO Facebook page because, I'm plugging it.
Or just comment on the video.
Or comment on the video even. You're going to watch it. We know it. You love us. Even if you don't love us, hate us. Tell us how much we suck. We just want the publicity.
Stupid sellout fucks.
Hey, no F words. No, please, seriously. Families listen to this.
Hold on, let me care. Can't do it. Sorry.
I respect that. All right, so anything else want to talk about? Anyone else want to talk about anything going on right now? It's the 3 week. We're all kind of dealing in our own special way with the difficult and/or super easy classes we're taking.
Hey. Spanish is not easy. Never take Spanish during the 3 week. That's
So-
all I have to say about that.
Our college at Hiram does something that a lot of colleges, or any college really, does differently. We have a 12-week, 3-week program, and we've touched on this before when we were talking about the switch. But what it is, you get 12 weeks kind of to focus on your cores, what you need to do, And, you know, it's kind of like regular college. You just go to class, you do your finals, but it's only for 12 weeks. Now, what happens is to complete like a full semester, you get 1 3-week session of one tough course. And you usually go like 4 days a week because that would equate to like 12 weeks worth of classes. So each day is worth 1 week of time. And you just kind of go to the class, you do your best. Usually people use it to focus on their major or minor. Sometimes you do it to just fulfill like a core requirement that is only available in the 3-week. And it's either a really tough or a really easy class depending on what you do. And like Sinan said, he's doing Spanish. I'm taking a health class, which is really easy. I believe John's taking a philosophy course.
Political science.
You want to expand on that?
Plato's Republic, political science.
Thank you. Ed, what are you taking during the 3-week?
I'm taking a very creative course, theater scene design theory.
Alistair, what are you doing? Nodding off?
Music and war.
Music and war. You good there, buddy? You're like sitting there, you're falling asleep right next to me.
No, I'm good.
He said as he nods off again.
Who knows? Eyes are open now, so. But yeah, like, what do you guys think about the 3 weeks? Since we're really the only college that really does this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Honestly, Spanish is hard, but it's better actually. I like having one class and just focusing on that one class.
Yeah, I
and
feel
then,
like
having it all like together, and I think you can learn so much easier like with it. And if they take it away, I'm going to be angry or change it around or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I feel like I'd get overwhelmed with 4 classes over a 15-week period.
Yeah.
Ed, let me ask you this, because you're a freshman. This is your first 3-week ever, right?
Yep.
How do you honestly feel about it?
I like it a lot. I hear about my friends who are in a traditional college, and they're overwhelmed during 15 weeks because all of their finals are all at once.
Yeah. And John, you are a transfer from another college altogether. How do you feel about the different, like, in structure of scheduling?
I like it. I like the 3-week better. It's about all I have to say on that. It's better.
All colleges should just get it because it's amazing.
Like, I personally work better in a 3-week environment because I just focus on one class and not being distracted by multiple ones. So, honestly, if it were up to me, I'd probably change it to all 3 weeks. Just literally like 5 3 weeks. But I'm pretty sure that would, like, kill a bunch of people.
Break people.
Yeah, that would break
Probably
people.
mainly
So
the science people that has to take like 7 hours a day.
yeah, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the labs.
There are
So
people who are taking, like, chemistry, like, 7-hour class days. That sucks.
Yeah.
yeah, so I can understand why in that case it might not be the most fun thing in the world. But 3-week classes just seem to work really well for me personally. So
Alistair, I believe you're also a transfer student, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you feel about, like, the difference in scheduling structure?
I like it. I feel like I could be doing more during the 12-week. That's it. I just feel like I'm just the 12-week. I feel like, because I come from other classes other schools where I'd have like 12 classes. Not 12. I'd have like 5 classes a day, and that just got really overwhelming. So yeah.
So I'm just going to be blatantly honest. We were all up until, like, 4 in the morning last night, kind of just hanging out, so. Sorry if we're not the most enthusiastic today. It's
I'm actually just pissed. That's why I'm being quiet. But
What are you pissed about?
I can't say over the radio because you don't want me to swear.
Fair enough. Can you do it in a PG format?
No.
I fell asleep in my computer desk chair last night. My back is killing me.
Did you sleep there all night?
Yeah.
Wow.
I woke up because Mike called me.
Yeah. So, what we like to do for the podcast kind of deal, like our morning structure is like we can sleep all morning because we don't need to be here until like 1. And we're very bad about being on time as of late because a lot of stuff's going on. So usually what'll happen is like I'll wake up at noon, wake Sinan or Tyler up, and then get Ed ready for the podcast too, who lives in the building right next to us. Then we got to walk over to another building that's on the other side of campus to get Alistair and John ready. And then we just go down to brunch, and we complain about how bad the food was there, but today was actually pretty good.
Yeah. It was like weird.
Silver dollar pancakes, pretty good.
They got the pizza things too.
Yeah, those round pizza. I know that sounds dumb saying round pizza, but it's like the personal pizzas.
Personal pizza.
I think they should have cut them.
I don't. That was great.
I don't know.
If you
I
want,
don't,
That's
think, I don't
picky.
think the
Could've
cuts have any difference in
Yeah.
taste.
I know they don't have any difference in taste, but
it's
it's
the
just
convenience of
it's the
eating
concept
it.
of a pizza. It needs to be sliced.
Nope. I'm gonna get you a really big pizza now, like a full large pizza. I won't even have it sliced. I'll make sure to request they don't slice it.
Please don't cut this pizza. It's for my friend who only eats sliced. He needs to check his privilege.
Oh,
I just want to see what your reaction to that would be.
I would probably break out a pizza cutter and cut it.
My friend's Amazonian snake. He has to eat it all in one bite.
Your friend has an Amazonian snake.
Is there a difference between an Amazonian snake and a normal snake that can
I don't know.
unhinge its jaw?
The ones in the Amazon tend to get a little bit bigger.
Anacondas from the Amazon areas.
I can tell you that
Oh.
my
I
anaconda.
don't know why I just...
Don't want none unless it's sliced.
Oh my!
Ooh. New Legend of Zelda game is trending.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna
Oh, kid.
feature. They showed a Easter egg or something because someone found Star Fox in it.
There's Star Fox in the new game.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. I just read it today. It was,
I don't know.
The original AI for the one Fire Temple
so
boss in Ocarina of Time was based off of the AI that an enemy fighter takes in tails you in Star Fox 64.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Wait, what?
the boss in the Fire Temple, the big lizard thing that you have to.
Dragon?
Yeah, in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Its AI is based off of the AI of an enemy fighter in Star Fox 64.
Cool.
Other game news: King's Quest is getting a new game.
I like those games. I
What
played
even-
those on old PC.
What even is King's Quest about?
It
So yeah,
was
go
like
ahead.
a really fun fantasy world point-and-click adventure that people have now started to refer to as misery simulators because that was Dark Souls before Dark Souls.
Think
Yeah.
Freddy Fish on like difficult steroids.
Yeah. Well, the first
Freddy
game,
Fish.
you can die by walking 2 feet in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And you gotta start all over. So they were very hard and very, very interesting, though. The stories were usually good and whimsical and fantasy. And it was like you were playing a point-and-click Disney game. They were fun.
Hmm.
I had them on a CD collection.
I still have to play Grim Fandango.
That's
That's a fun
a
game.
masterpiece, I'll call that. I'll declare that a masterpiece.
I hear it's getting a remake.
You hear that?
That's fun.
You hear that, Grim Fandango? You have Alistair's masterpiece seal of approval.
Yeah. One of the last few good LucasArts games. Take a shot.
Battlefield 2 or Battlefront 2. I keep saying
Battlefront 2.
Battlefield. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That wasn't Star Wars related. Any LucasArts game because they used to make really fun point and clicks.
Ed, you just gave Alistair like a death stare. What's in your mind?
Battlefront wasn't Star Wars. It's in the name.
No, I'm just saying
The
that.
Grim
No, I
Fandango
meant
wasn't Star Wars.
yeah,
Okay.
I meant LucasArts
Okay.
games that weren't Star Wars
Okay.
or Star Wars.
Sound people.
Yeah, you really just like freaked out the mic.
No, I just meant LucasArts games that didn't have anything to do with Star Wars.
I'm so startled.
I got really angry there.
How dare you! So,
Should we close up?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's.
We're in this like awkward. We're at the half-hour mark, but we're like,
Let's wrap this up.
No, I
We're-
could come
We're
up-
going nowhere fast.
yeah, we're going. This will be a short podcast.
I could come up with topics, but people say I ramble,
All right,
so
you
I don't
give us
want
a topic while we try and like figure out what we're gonna do next with the. He's the kind of guy.
to.
Just kind of
What's
talk for a
going on
minute.
here?
Where's the other paper?
There's another paper.
There's no paper.
There's 3. There's 2 here.
Sean threw them in the air.
Yeah,
I did.
Like you just didn't care.
All right,
didn't-
here's
God
one.
damn it, John.
The new Hobbit's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
What
Oh,
do
yeah,
you
that's
guys
the thing.
think of the Hobbit trilogy?
I liked it. The Hobbit trilogy was fun. I appreciate that it wasn't 3 movies because it's one of those. If they only did it in 1 movie, everyone complained that they left stuff out and that they didn't do this right because if they had more time. But now everyone's complaining that because it's a trilogy, it's just a way to cash in money.
I'd rather have
Yeah.
more
Like-
than less.
There's no winning in this situation. It's a great story. It's visually very appealing. It's a fun little.
CG.
Even
Yeah.
if you, it
That's-
looks nice for
Yeah,
what it is.
That's
Especially, it follows the Lord of the Rings kind of like, here's really good scenery that you can appreciate. It's beautiful
But-
land, and it's just a nice place to look at.
I,
Get-
I still
open
prefer
up,
the Lord of the
open
Rings
up.
over the Hobbit.
Oh,
though.
of course. that's the Lord of the Rings trilogy are amazing. The Hobbit's just like good.
It's wide shot
But
central.
here, I would open up a new bottle because the one thing I loathe about the Hobbit films is this overuse of CG. The original Lord of the Rings had real scenery, real actors playing the monsters and characters and everything. And it also made Ian McKellen cry during the filming of The Hobbit because they had to film his scenes all by himself and then fill in the other scenes with computer-generated modified dwarfs.
Really?
And he started to cry, saying, "This isn't what acting is. I became an actor to interact with people," and that's really upsetting. But I don't blame Peter Jackson for that. It was actually the studio that said we can make this movie
Can I have that pen?
much lower budget. So, so CG is horrible and terrible and destroys movies. Yeah, it looks pretty for about 10 years, and then it looks dated, and then no one wants to go near it, and all that people remember is the terrible CG. While the original Lord of the Rings holds up great because they've used very, very minimal CG.
I'm just going to say, it's still a story that you know what's going to happen. It was a children's tale, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, how do we make this look nice? How do we make fantasy look good? Because we obviously can't just cast a dragon.
No, of course. Of course you're going to go for CG in that. And I mean, again, the original Lord of the Rings movies used CG. It's just every single thing in The Hobbit was green screen.
I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's used just the right amount for what it is. So...
Just
differing opinions.
Just compared to movies that, just didn't heavily rely on it and they looked phenomenal, it just kind of seems sad to see it fall back on computers.
That one's already been used.
Alright, so we're just kind of going to go ahead and... He's the kind of guy. And for those of you who don't know what that is, He's the Kind of Guy is a segment we like to do towards the end of our podcast. Gives us a little bit of extra, filler time. It's this guy that we just made up that does these asinine things that makes no sense. It's like, we all know someone who does something like this, and while some of this is based on truth, a lot of it isn't. It's just one of those, you see it happen, you wonder why it's a thing, and you just go on about your day, but you know it still exists. So, we're going to let Ed kind of start off with the first one. We're just going to work our way down the lineup.
Oh.
Yeah, so go ahead.
He's the kind of guy who would get friend-zoned by a virtual woman.
And now that's a possibility with that new virtual Oculus Rift porn. That's a thing now.
And hey, Rule 34.
I was like, we're at the point now where virtual reality has reached porn, and now people can get friend zoned by it. No, I only like you as friend. 001102.
02?
I thought I saw a 2.
Okay. He's the kind of guy who spends Christmas at Chuck E. Cheese.
Do you think he makes the mouse sing for him?
Oh, God. I don't know.
It's my birthday. My name is Jesus.
Alright,
I know.
he's the kind of guy that who has a pet bed bug.
A pet bed bug?
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
No, thank you.
Where's my... I think John has one that mine's written on. Sorry. Yeah. He's the kind of guy who likes his own Facebook posts.
Oh, God, I hate those
Yeah,
kind of people.
we always see that one person who has to like everything that they do. It's like, I just got coffee today. Like.
I knew a guy like that on my Facebook for a little bit, and he was always the first one to like it, too. Like, he would post it and like it instantly, and I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was so sad, because some of his posts no one else would like, so it would literally be he posted it, and then he liked it, and that's it.
I wonder if nobody else liked it because he always liked it first.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know for a
I
fact
just
I
thought
don't
that
like
was just
anything
really
if
sad.
someone else likes their own status.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
might-
girls that do that. Like, oh, here's a picture of me. Don't I look ugly? Like.
Yeah.
And now that you can like your own comments, they do that too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, someone liked this. Oh, it was you.
Yeah. It's like a trap.
Out on a date with somebody. I like this. Even the date doesn't like it. They break up on the spot with them.
Yeah.
You basic.
He's the kind of guy that lice are afraid to get him.
Oh my God.
In Mother Russia.
Mother.
How disgusting does your head have to be for lice to be scared to go near your head?
Pretty great.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
What?
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how disgusting does your head have to be for lice to be scared to get you?
10 being like really disgusting?
Yeah.
10.
I'd say like a 13.
But you gave us a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
I know that's the joke, but
It's more disgusting than it could possibly
now
be.
I feel like an idiot because I didn't take the opportunity.
Yeah. You are an idiot.
Get good.
Oh,
Get good. GG. Get good.
he's the kind of guy who grunts when he poops.
We could have talked about how we went bowling yesterday. Why didn't we do that?
Damn it!
I wanted to bring that up, and I don't know how you got that from grunting poops, but
I didn't. No, I thought about it before you said that.
I wanted to, but that would be rambling.
All right, we'll talk.
Okay.
That's
All right.
full
All
of
right.
Shit.
All right. He's the kind of guy who would trade Pokemon with himself. Look
I
at
trade
that.
Pokemon with myself.
Yeah.
Well, you're that guy.
Damn it.
Congrats.
When I say trade, I mean like I get the Pokemon that I once had and transfer them from game to game.
No, we're talking about the guy that buys 2 Game Boys and 2 different Pokemon games just so he can collect them all by himself. Because there's no one on the
okay.
playground that would do it with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about bowling real quick. That was fun. It was the first time like us as a group got together like as a family and hung out. That wasn't like just on campus playing video games. We actually did something.
Let's finish this segment first.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we'll end with that.
All right.
He's the kind of guy who you face while pooping in a dream.
What?
I don't even.
We wrote that?
No, whose face you see while pooping in a dream.
It doesn't matter. That's why I said who you face while pooping in a dream.
I think this is supposed to be the one, like that Family Guy joke. Like if you poop in the dream, you poop for real. Because it was Freddy Krueger. If you die in the dream, you die in real life.
I've never pooped in a dream.
If you die in
No,
the
I've never
game,
pooped
you
in a
die in
dream.
real
I don't know
life.
if that's a thing. Pooping in a dream. I don't think that's a thing.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And where is it? He's the kind of guy that no one unfroze during freeze tag. Well, I remember that kid. Because, like, hey, I want to play too, but he was obviously slower than everyone else. So it's like, oh, he's already tagged. He was tagged first. We're playing, like, our 3rd game. He's still by the swing set, not moving.
Someone took his crutches away.
Oh.
Wow. I mean, we never were that kind of jerks, but...
He's the kind of guy who screams his own name during sex.
Kanye.
I live. I used to live.
Kanye do it, Kanye do.
I used to live next door to someone like that.
When they were masturbating?
No. That's the weird
Oh,
thing.
Derek! Oh, Derek!
Jesus.
That's chosen name at random.
Damn.
So I'm sorry for any Dereks that listen to us.
How'd you know my neighbor's name was Derek?
I didn't.
Damn.
So, I feel like we should talk about this, because like what a lot of college kids don't do anymore is go out and hang out with their friends. Like, you're given the opportunity to be around your friends a lot, and it's like, that's cool and all, but sometimes you just need to go out and do something, because that's good for your health. Like, it's nice to just kind of see how people are off campus and screw around for a little bit. We did that last night, and that was pretty fun. Like, we just went bowling, and it was... We went for like 2 hours. It was fun. It was great.
Sinon kicked our asses.
Yeah, Sinan's apparently a really good bowler.
With a house ball.
Yeah, he's like complaining the entire time, like, well, maybe we should have bumpers, because like, I suck, and we all kind of suck, and Zach's going to ruin us because he actually bowls. Sinan's like over there, like bowling over 130. Meanwhile,
Consistently.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zach's struggling to get like 90.
Well, granted, Zach was kind of messing around.
Yeah, but still, it was one of those like...
And that was like one of the worst floors.
Yeah,
it was so slippery.
I know. I think that was more of a problem with the shoes, though.
It could have been
'Cause they
either
were
or.
super worn out.
It was like a combination, like column A, column B.
Yeah, you guys were like flying all over the place. I was like, how is that possible?
Oh, you had good shoes?
No, they were the same as these. I thought I just never slid.
Maybe you're lighter.
Yeah. Less center of mass.
Maybe, I don't know.
So yeah, like, what do you guys think about like what happened last night? Like, 'cause I'd
That
like to
was
know.
fun.
It was nice getting you guys out. We had a bunch of other people together. There was 10 of us.
This little kid in the lane next to us showed us all up.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I think he worked there.
Yeah,
He did, but it was still pretty funny.
I was almost
Basic.
upset when I saw him leave. I'm like, oh, our little buddy's leaving us.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he works here.
I would watch him whenever you guys would crack jokes, and he'd just be dying while bowling.
He was
Yeah,
dying while bowling and you didn't help him?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, like, how do you respond to half the stuff we were saying last night? Because it was like, we were just screwing around. We were having fun. We took Ed, and we, like, John and I pretended to be his parents. I was like, we sat next to him, and John had his arm around him. I'm like, oh, we're doing this? I put my arm around him. I'm like, Ed, your mother and I aren't mad at you. We're just disappointed in you.
Yep. And we just took it. We just went with it.
We took that joke and we went with it, and it was great.
Because, I mean, I was just chilling. Then Mike comes up and initiates that, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to let this go. I mean, you gotta continue the joke here. So, you know, we just went with it.
We did some funny voices. John put on, like, a smoker voice for his weird aunt.
Yes, I did.
And, yeah, it was nice, because, like...
Had Uncle Alistair come over.
Yeah, Uncle Alistair.
Uncle Alistair.
I'm liking the distant Alistair every once in a while. Like, I like when he talks, but this is also, like, just as funny. Like, two different extremes. He's caressing an album cover.
I'm just reading it.
Caressing.
What
But yeah,
this is.
so this has been a fun time. I think we just filled up our 46.5-minute mark, so
Did we?
yeah.
Can I bring up a topic, or would
Absolutely.
that be rambling?
No, go ahead, do
Go
it.
for it.
I got some really sad news on YouTube today. One of my favorite YouTube channels is quitting.
Which one?
Happy Video Game Nerd. Speaking of Derek, that was the dude who did it.
The Happy Video Game Nerd.
He started way back in 2007, inspired by the Angry Video Game Nerd, and then he saw the plethora of people who wanted to be the next Angry Video Game Nerd, and decided to do his own series about NES games he actually liked, and like gave a positive spin on them. Had this really positive vibe, still had jokes, but always had like a good sense of humor about himself and everything. And he got a lot of hate, which I don't like. He was a really just sort of positive guy he cussed and everything, but he wasn't like angry. He just
Didn't he do the collab with the Angry Video Game Nerd at
He
one
did,
point?
yeah.
Yeah.
The Angry Video Game Nerd's aware of him, but unlike the Angry Video Game Nerd, HVGN actually like cared. Because I saw an interview with James Rolfe, and he said, I never really cared about this. It was just something to do. And
No, that's not what he said. He said he didn't expect it to be what it is. He absolutely loves doing it.
yeah, then he'd do it more often. But still, anyway.
Sorry, he was working on the movie for the past year and a half. I don't know if you know how long it takes to make a movie, but...
I don't know. I forget. Mike gets all defensive about YouTube people he's never met. But, yeah, you say anything bad about Game Grumpster. I did not like that joke. Well, you're not doing any better. Anyway, so yeah, I'm really sad to see HVGN go. The dude's still gonna make like videos, but it's gonna be under a different moniker, and he's just gonna be doing Let's Plays because apparently that makes him more money. That's a shame. So
I'd like to give a salute to John's last podcast with us.
yeah.
Yep. Sorry, guys. Yeah, quick update. I've basically been debating whether or not I want to come back, and I promised at least one more, but I wasn't sure. And, yeah, been having a rough time lately, so I honestly think that this is going to be the last time I'll be on here, at least for, like, the next few months.
At least as like a main person. He may stop by every once in a while. Cause
Maybe. It all depends. So,
So yeah.
yeah, just to let any
Thanks for being part of
viewers
the
who
main-
honestly care out there, part of why I was kind of mad today is because I'm just not really into it anymore. So, sorry to anyone that I may have offended or to anyone that I may have made upset with my comments of today. Especially Ed.
Apology
who
accepted.
Who got all huffy about me making judgments because those judgments were jokes. I'm sorry, Ed.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm sorry, Ed, but to be honest, I don't really care.
all right, everybody. This is the WaffleO Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Mike.
I'm Sinon.
I'm John, signing out.
I'm walking around carrying cereal in my pockets.
And I'm Ed.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good day.